duck. I ain't the one to rely on the luck. I put in work and then he show up. I know it's faith that's in the reps. Ain't no regrets, I do too much. It ain't me if you saying I stunt. He calling the plays and I do what he want. This ain't a front, glory to G-O-D. It's what you could do with a mustard seed. It's what you could do when you start to believe. Take fear and you cast it inside of the sea. 100% out of me, cause he gave it all on the tee when he let it bleed. So what is you saying to me? You just insecure about the love that turned me to a beast. I take a step and I ain't turning back. He made me first cause I know that I'm last. I ain't got time for no thing in the past. Learn from it first and then I react. Hands off me, don't hold me. Get it jumping like a trampoline. All truth, ain't no trolling. We in good hands, no folding.
They say you ain't bout it. Tell them that you finna make it, but they doubt it.
But God did it.
But you rose like a flower. Tell me what it's like to live with superpowers.
I don't know, but I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I just know that I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it.
Hello, fly chick coming through. Nice to meet ya, glad you came too. Like your style and you know you got moves. You spit game and you know you spit smooth. Glad you came, it's best you come and stay. I need your loving like water in the bay. Let's walk down the aisle, make a baby. I ain't been in love like this somewhat lately. Step into the
Two league champions getting hot at the right time are just one victory away from reaching the Division IV State Championship as regional title winners. Sandusky Perkins and Indian Hill, located at opposite ends of Ohio, meet tonight in Canton for a state Final Four showdown, streaming right here on the OH Report that you don't want to miss. We've got some pregame coverage and first pitch on the way from Thurman Munson Stadium next. OH Report brings you local high school sports coverage like nobody else. In football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, softball, soccer, wrestling, track and field. If it's happening in our area, we're streaming it. Tonight's broadcast presented exclusively by the Perkins Athletic Boosters. You can visit their website to sign up for youth basketball camps or the Pirates Soccer Academy. Got a pretty exciting matchup tonight in the D4 State Semifinals. Two teams getting hot at the right time, meeting here at Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Canton. I am Brian Skowronski, joined by Evan Johnson, and winning's all about just getting your mojo together at the right opportune moment, and it feels like both of these teams heading on the right direction.
Yeah, playing their best ball at the right time. They've really guided them through this tournament so far. I mean, they just kind of both of these teams have really dominated in the districts and regionals. They've both been deserving at a spot here in the Final Four, and I can't wait to see them go at it today.
Take a look at our team spotlight tonight. First for Indian Hill, who defeated the #1 team in the state in Jonathan Alter for the regional title. They have not been to state since 1993, but this team, they've won 17 of their last 20, Evan, and building off of last year's district championship season, even though they've got a young roster very similar to what we're going to see from Perkins.
Yeah, just the one senior, and you mentioned 17 last 20. Those 3 losses were their last 3 of the regular season, and that's something just really clicked after those games. They felt like they had tougher opponents, really prepared them for the tournament, and they took all the good things from those games into this tournament and have been great so far.
Taking a look at their leadoff hitter, this guy has been such a dynamic playmaker his entire career so far at the varsity level, which only spans 2 seasons so far, but this sophomore considered by some scouts to be the best player in the entire class of 2027, the Southwest District Player of the Year, also the Player of the Year in the Cincinnati Hills League for football as a running back. He's got multiple D1 offers. This guy's just a dynamic overall athlete, a lot of pop in the bat. Really looking forward to seeing him play.
Yeah, hard not to put him in that conversation as the top prospect with those type of numbers. I mean, he does everything on the field. He is just raking right now. He's thrown a lot of innings for them as well. We could see him on the bump at some point maybe today. He's just an all-around player, has some insane pop to his bat, and only a sophomore. It's incredible.
He'll be leading things off here tonight. About to step into the batter's box. Cash Cook taking the hill today for Perkins. He's been the winner in the semifinals each of the last 2 rounds. And his first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1.
We'll see how Cash Cook comes out into this game. He just brings a lot of swagger to the mound. You can just kind of feel his confidence radiant when he's on that bump. And if he can carry that with him today, I think he'll have a good outing.
This one fouled straight back. Pretty good piece of the baseball right there. Cook settles in. 0-2 count. This one heading foul, third base side.
Cook not afraid at all. 3 straight strikes to Daniel, who's foul tipped the last 2, but not afraid of those numbers going right at him.
Cash kicks Dills. Chopper right over the top of his head. Walton on the charge. The throw to first. Not going to be in time. It bounces in there and safely aboard the leadoff hitter for Indian Hill.
Such a tough play to make. I mean, that was a huge chopper off of the turf, way over the head of Cook on the mound. Walton made a good route to the ball, did everything he could. But with Devlan's speed and just where that ball was put, it was going to be hard to get him out.
Check in over at first base. Kid's got a ton of speed, too. A lot of stolen bags this season. Ashton Graham due up next here, swinging at the first offering. And they'll slice that one out of play. So again, getting ahead in the count is Cook. Graham starting in center field today. It's Cash again. Just trying to keep Daniel tethered over there to first base.
Cook can't get too worried about him on first. No, he keeps throwing over there, wanting to get him out. But at some point, you have to focus on the hitter and get the outs that you can in front of you.
Pitch is outside for a ball. So the count now 1-1. First time Cash Cook has been outside the strike zone with a pitch. And again, tossing over to first base. Little upstairs, back-to-back pitches outside the zone now for Cook.
Both of these teams love to put pressure on their opponents, whether that's their small ball on the base pass. So I think it would just be who can handle that pressure the most.
Got him swinging here. So nice comeback pitch here for Cook. Way up in the zone, and it's now 2-2.
Definitely a great feeling as a pitcher when you can get a swing and miss. Surprised we haven't seen Daniel even just attempt a stolen base yet. Cook does have a good arm behind the plate. Carter Cook, the brother.
We saw yesterday Newark Catholic had the same thing going on. Big bro on the mound, younger brother back behind the backstop. And in the post-game interview said there's nobody I'd rather have backing me up than my own family member. So really cool for these Cook brothers to be enjoying this type of tournament success so far. The 2-2, and this is straight back. And you got to be careful here at Thurman Munson. The net a little bit low, so we've seen a few balls in the first semifinal game tonight come up here into the bleacher section.
And they're screamers when they come up here. I mean, we might be able to catch a foul ball tonight.
I am working towards a souvenir tonight, Evan, for sure. Again, this one's going to be tapered off foul. So good battle going on right now.
Cook's filling up the zone early.
Graham taking his time, stepping back into the batter's box. Now here he comes. Daniel takes a lead off of first. And this one, again, foul. First base side by just a couple of feet.
A great battle from Graham. Just keeps foul tipping away. On the outside, he just keeps flicking them away into the opposite field. Trying to find a pitch he can drive.
Low and outside, ball 3.
At the beginning of the season, the order was flipped. Graham was leadoff and Daniel batted second. But kind of once they flipped those two, Coach Daniel said they really started to open things up for this offense. They actually switched on defense too. You'll see Daniel at short, Graham in center field. Graham was at short, Daniel was in center field to start the season. So since they switched those guys, they've done a lot better on both of those ends.
Chopped foul, this time a little behind it, third base side, or ahead I should say. And the at-bat remains alive. Almost getting to double-digit pitches here on this at-bat. Excellent back and forth going between the center fielder and Cash Cook. And to let you know about the versatility of these top two hitters, the fact that they can just change positions and what a difference it is from shortstop to center field, but each of them possess what you need to be able to get the job done in both spots.
Yeah, a couple of great athletes do a lot in the diamond.
Popped up, called for. It's a mile high, and it is eventually collected by the first baseman, Blake Parker, for the first out.
Cook eventually gets the out, but that is a quality at-bat from Ashton Graham. He kept fighting, ramping up the pitch count. He did eventually, you just get the pop-up, but still quality at-bat to keep fighting like that, and especially just the second batter of the game.
Next up, hitting in the 3-hole, Jim Liebel. That's about the 5th pitch, or toss over to first base, I should say, from Cook. Just making sure that the very speedy Daniel doesn't get a head start. Now he does take off, but off the foul tip, he'll return. Daniel noticeably a little bit frustrated, and just a young player, of course, as we mentioned. He's trying to get out and get ahead here early on for these Braves in a spot where haven't been to a Final Four in a long time for this program. So each of these two teams with this young roster, trying to accomplish something that these communities have not experienced in quite some time.
Yeah, it's just an awesome thing to see the community come around both of these teams, cheering them on to the Final Four. There's just so much, no matter who wins, there's so much history to be made and definitely leave an imprint on their school forever.
Strike 2 called there. Fastball from Cook. He's ahead here, 0-2. Daniel takes his lead. Fastball outside corner. Thought he was going to get a late call. Instead, it's ball 1.
Daniel still getting a pretty sizable lead over at first base. See if he takes off here. Maybe a hit and run type play with 2 strikes.
Cook with a little lob back over to first base.
Just keeping him honest, and that way when the A move comes, it looks a lot quicker.
Parker still holding on over at first. Daniel, big lead, and this escapes underneath the legs of Carter Cook. Daniel's turning and heading for 3. The throw is there. They gunned him down. Unbelievable throw by the youngster. The tag out down at third for 1 down. Braxton Martin pretty stoked about what they just accomplished here. Let's run it back.
That's aggressive base running. He was thinking third as soon as that ball squeaked past Carter Cook. Just a perfect throw, a perfect tag. And that's a way to back up your pitcher and your catcher after a pass ball.
Just gorgeous execution right there by the Pirates. And so the base is now cleared. And the count is full, 3-2. Cook kicks Dills, reaching for it. Little splasher, takes a hop at Walton, and he's got the throw over to first for out number 3. So the Pirates allow the leadoff man to get aboard. Braves can't do anything with it. And Perkins will get their hot bats back in hand here. As we'll take you between the bases, tell you a little bit about the Pirates' journey and how they've been able to get to this spot here in the state Final Four. First time for them in 11 years. Making their 3rd state appearance, but they have never been to a championship game. Talks about the high-scoring offense, averaging 10 per game so far. And ending the regular season, as you said, just like the Braves did, where they schedule a couple of bigger teams, get a test. It's really prepared them for this tournament run.
Yeah, getting those tougher teams, you see the best competition, what you're going to see later in the tournament. And so you know what the expectation is of where you have to be. That offense has really taken off in the tournament. The 10 runs per game. It's almost a guarantee that they're getting double digits, which has been impressive to even do in the regionals. So if their offense can just keep going and keep producing, they can go all the way and maybe reach that first ever state championship.
Player spotlight today, we're going to take a look at Talon Walton. He's been the victor on the hill in the championship rounds for the regional as well as the district against Clear Fork. And this kid selected as the SBC Lake Division Player of the Year. I just love watching his feet out there at shortstop. He's really quick, always seems like he's got proper balance, accounting for that last out in that top half of the first inning. And another kid that he's got a nice bit of moxie to him.
Yeah, he's got the confidence on the diamond. And even at short, what I also love is his flamethrower of an arm. He will fire that ball across. When he comes on the mound, he's, slinging it. He can do, and then at the plate, he has so much power, and the speed helps him get those extra base hits. Just does a little bit of everything for this team.
Liebel getting in his last warm-up pitch for the Pirates. Gets a bat for the first time here tonight.
Liebel has been lights out in his last few appearances. In his last 3 appearances, 14.2 innings pitched, and he has not allowed an earned run. He's allowed 3 runs, but none of them earned. Just kind of been rolling through this postseason, and it's been a huge key factor for this Indian Hill team.
Misses with the first pitch. It'll be ball 1. Starting things off to the leadoff hitter, Bryce Davey. Had an inside the park home run that made the roundup this week. A lot of speed on the base pass for the Pirates. When they get these leadoff kids aboard, it is really tough to deal with them when you're an opposing pitcher because there's a lot to think about.
They just create chaos on the base pass, and it's organized chaos. It may look to a fan like what's going on out there, but they know what they're doing. There are a lot of unique ways that they can manufacture runs.
Outside corner for strike 1 after 3 straight outside of the zone. As Liebel setting in quick, looking to send in the 5th pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice fastball this time. Just blew it right by him. The payoff. Chopper, third base side. The throw just in time.
Just a great throw by Kincaid over at third base. We just talked about the speed of Davey. He nearly beat that out. He fired it across the diamond.
That's what you want at the hot corner. Dude that's just got a rocket launcher for an arm like we saw right there. Next up here for the Pirates, Dylan Crabtree, the lone senior on the team. Talked a lot about during that regional championship round the fact that he missed his own senior grad party. That is unheard of. He's the only guy I've ever known that's been the case, Evan.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either. I mean, shout out to him putting baseball first. I mean, he knows what he has to do in his senior year. Nothing's getting in the way of this moment for him.
Really showed out. Had 6 stolen bags, 3 hits, a couple of RBI in the regional championship win over Benedictine. As he takes ball 1 here outside the zone. And again, Liebel, he is working with some fierce, haste up there. Only about, 6-7 seconds in between pitches.
Yeah, he is immediately getting to the next pitch, just trying to set that tempo, catch the hitters off guard.
Missing with 3 straight, though. The last couple up and outside of the zone. As Crabtree stands back in, the lefty. Here comes the pitch. And he does just get the tip of the bat on it. Dylan batting .380 so far this season. Gets on base exactly half the time he steps into the batter's box. Dropped, called strike 3. Crabtree down the line. Gets beat by the ball for 2 down.
What a big 2 outs for Liebel. I mean, those guys, if they get on the base pass, they can just do so much damage with their speed. Getting the strikeout to drop third.
First strikeout of the evening for Liebel. As Braxton Martin hitting in the 3 spot here tonight, carrying a .244 average into the game. Comes up empty on a swing at the first pitch. Liebel again quickly getting the next pitch off. And a breaking ball looping outside the zone gets him to come up empty again with the swing.
Hitters in the box just have no time to settle in.
A little high here for ball 1. Foul tip. And the at-bat will stay alive for 5th pitch.
It's going to have to be on the hitters to call time and try to slow down the pitcher if they're unable to kind of handle the fastness.
Jim gets him swinging. Second strikeout of the inning here for Liebel. We'll take a quick commercial timeout. We'll be back. Top of the second on the way.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
No score here in Canton. 1 inning in the books on a nice, what's become a cool night here at Thurman Munson Stadium. Potential rain showers coming up here if this game lasts more than 2 hours, but right now it's pretty perfect baseball temperature. I'm Brian Skowronski, Evan Johnson with me here for this Final Four showdown. And pretty nice closing there to that top half, or the bottom, I should say, of the first with Liebel. Back-to-back strikeouts look pretty solid.
Just really asserted himself on the mound with his fast pace. He ramped up the tempo. He got the hitters off guard, and the 2 strikeouts just gave him all the confidence in the world for when he comes back out to the bump.
Luke Ignizik will start off this top half of the second inning. Devlin Daniel got aboard to start the game, got thrown out at third after the wild pitch. Luke hitting in the DH spot tonight. First pitch to him. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Luke on a 6-game hitting streak. He's gotten a hit in every single one of these tournament games. Just been a guy they can lean on in the box.
And he's going to do it again here. Out to shallow right field. They've got a man aboard again here to start the second inning. It'll be a single for Luke.
It's going to be so crucial for both of these teams to get those leadoff runners on because they can just do so much with it. And we'll see how if Indian Hill attacks it a different way. Just a solid base hit over the infield in front of the outfield.
Dylan Hartman, the catcher, now up. Ball 1 here out of the right hand of Cash Cook. Cook sets out of the short stride. Sends that one over the inside part of the plate. Righty on righty matchup. Cook takes a peek over at first base. Sends this one in off speed. Just barely missed. A lot of moans and groans here from the Perkins fans. Thought it was a pretty solid piece of pitching.
Especially the deeper you get in the tournament, the strike zones are just going to be that much tighter.
Bunt attempt and barely goes foul down the first base side. That was nearly flawless.
Yeah, it was a good play by Cook to just let that one see if it rolls foul because that ball was placed. If it did stay fair, he was going to be safe. Just so close to staying down that line.
Cook retakes the hill. Takes a big, deep breath. Looks in for the pitch call. Shakes off the first. Likes the idea of the second. 2-2. In there for strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Cook.
That's so crucial for Perkins. Hartman isn't able to get down the bunt, and he ends up striking out Hartman. And now they weren't able to. Indian Hill was not able to move all over any runners. Still have Luke there over at first, and now you have one out.
Left fielder Brady Drost up next. So they'll check in over on Luke at first base. Now with one down here, top of the second. It's up overhead. Brady ducking his way outside of that first pitch.
He's done a great job at getting on base. Gets on base 50% of the time. 19 walks compared to just 9 strikeouts. Showing a lot of discipline at the plate this season.
Laying off this called strike outside portion of the plate as well. That'll even it up at 1-1. Cook takes a peek over at first, sets, sends, and again, far inside for ball 2. So trying to test Brady on the inside portion of the plate. Do the same here, high fastball, misses.
Cook's got to give him something to hit. Can't be giving out free passes. His team will take advantage of it.
The pitch skips into home plate, so 2 men aboard. As we'll get a walk. And that'll bring up Derek Z, right fielder. Chance to do something with 2 men aboard.
Z just 1 extra base hit so far this season, but he has knocked in 13 guys. Has a big opportunity here to get the first run across.
Showing bunt. Pull it back. Take the first one outside of the zone for ball 1. Infield playing in. See Blake Parker not holding over at first base. Getting ready potentially for the bunt opportunity. Instead swinging. And nothing doing right here. As Cook able to find it into the catcher's mitt.
I'm surprised the Braves don't just keep going with the small ball. Both times they've just really just shown it once and then they've gone away from it.
Swings at some cheese and misfires on that one as well. Consecutive nice pitches here for Cash Cook to get ahead here in this at-bat. Perkins fans starting to clap it up. Looking to bring a little motivation out to the hill as Cook sends in the 1-2, and it's up around the chin for ball 2.
Cook loves hitting his spots upstairs. Has done a great job at really getting guys to chase at that pitch. That one just a little too far in for Z's liking.
Breaking ball far up in the zone. Back-to-back pitches misfiring. As we get some fireworks, I think, going on behind us here, Evan. And how about the tailgating? We showed up 2 hours beforehand, and both fan bases were out in droves enjoying themselves.
Yeah, the tent's out. Maybe had some food going. It's a great setup.
And a great hit over the second baseman's head into center field. The throw is in time. Gun down at the plate. The Pirates do it again. A dime coming in from center field as Davey throws him out for the second out.
I mean, what a throw. I thought they had no chance at getting Luke at home plate. I thought that was a for sure RBI single. That ball roped back into home plate.
Wow. So Agnesic gunned down at home plate. And a foul tip here on the first pitch into Andrew Kopfer, the second baseman. 2 great throws by the Pirates. Carter Cook with the first, and the latest Davey from center field. 2 outs on the base pass so far here for the Braves. And they're off and running. They'll capture an extra bag as the runner moves over to third, so now at the corners.
Not sure if Z missed the signal there, but they didn't go with the double steal. Now they have runners on first and third. Usually the runner trailing. Oh, early steal.
Yes, he's going to slide in and take second base. Nobody there. So both runners into scoring position. 0-2 count now. Big spot here for the number 8 hitter. Cook with the 0-2. Outside. And the at-bat remains. Runners taking their lead. As Cook sends it in, strike 3. And the Pirates again put a goose egg up on the board. Cook with the strikeout to end the top of the second. They'll be back up at bat when we come back. Pirates looking to get on the board first. Count still 0-0 here as we're heading into the bottom half of the second inning. Pirates just about to come up to bat. So how do they get the win here today, Evan? Let's take a look at my keys to victory, brought to you by the Perkins Athletic Boosters. They're sponsoring the entire game today. A little play on the Pirates. How about pillage the base paths? So they are so good when they get out there. We talked about it in the first, just how they can frighten you a little bit when they're out there, and then cash in. Another little play on words from the hill. Just make sure that you get a quality start here from your starter, Mr. Cash Cook.
I love the play on words there. Definitely with Cash Cook on the bump. He's been reliable for them all season long.
Swing at the first pitch, and that's Talon Walton accounting for the first out quickly, as there'll be one down here in the bottom half of the second.
We talked about how much chaos they can create on the base pass, but they've so far struggled to get runners on base. They got to do that first, so we need some of these guys to start producing hits or finding a way to get on base.
Here's Cook taking the first pitch up in the zone. This is Cash. Liebel continues to work intensely out there on the hill. So leaving up the count now, 1-1. And a nice piece of hitting out to right field. It's short though, and Cook diving head first. He's out. You rarely see that. Playing tight and right, Derek Z. And another nice throw that we've seen from the outfield for 2 down. Let's show it to you one more time.
The defensive plays have just been outstanding between both of these squads. In just the second inning, Cook maybe coming out of the box a little slow, thinking he had a guaranteed hit, flaring it into right field. Just heads up play by Z.
First pitch swinging here now for Blake Parker, and does just get foul into the bleachers. And typically, when you splash it over the first baseman's head, it is kind of a guaranteed base hit. Playing an incredibly shallow right field, though. Derek Z must have had a nice scouting report here on Cash Cook.
Liebel on the mound, working quick and getting quick outs.
This one over the head of Parker. Had to duck underneath it for ball 1. He's got a .415 on base percentage. Looking to spark a little 2-out rally here for the Pirates. Third pitch inside for ball 2. Takes a big crank on this one. It has popped up a bazillion miles in the air. Still hasn't come down. And now it does into the glove of Brady Dorst for out number 3, so it's a quick 1-2-3 inning here for the Pirates. So we're going to get ready for the third inning. We'll keep it here. Jumping to my key to victory now for the visiting team here today. And again, everything sponsored by the Perkins Athletic Boosters. If you want to support the Pirates, check them out in the description down below. Protect the outfield gaps, and a lot of what I saw during the Pirates tournament run is that they're able to really have a lot of success when they hit it into the outfield with the speed that they possess. So you got to be able to protect that and then just advance your base runners. Really like what you said in the last inning about just the small ball. There's nothing wrong with taking a couple of outs as long as it does produce a run. So for me, those are two big keys to victory today for Indian Hill.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be kind of hard to protect the gaps. This is a large field. There's a lot of green out there in outfield. Just so much green to cover. It's going to be hard to do it, but they've done it so far. And then the base paths, yeah, I've kind of been surprised they've gone away from the small ball at times. They've gotten runners on, but two of them cut down, one of them at third, one of them at home. They're going to have to find a way to get those runs across.
Take a look at the fan support here at Thurman Munson Stadium. A lot of people wearing black shirts out here in the crowd, and not quite as many patrons out here. Much further drive, of course, if you want to be a Braves fan and be here in attendance, coming all the way from the Cincinnati area. But we do salute Perkins fans for showing up in droves. First time in 11 years here at the state Final Four.
Always love to see the communities coming out and supporting their schools, even if they don't have a kid on the team, just coming out, because that's just the love that the community has.
Cook's first pitch to start off the third, a little bit low to Ben Sichel. Starting at first base today. Hitting in the number 9 spot. Daniel on deck. And now it's a 2-0 count. Cook sends right down the middle. 2-1.
The bottom of the lineup's going to have to find a way to try to produce base runners.
And on the hands, just flared off. So back-to-back strikes here for Cook. He's done a nice job of working with base runners on today, but definitely getting some help. A couple of beautiful throws, one by Baby Bro, and then from the right fielder, Davey. As the pitch outside, can't get him to chase. So it'll load up the count. Here it is. Headed to center field, and the catch will be made. Davey accounts for the first out.
It's a nice thing when you have such a good defense behind you. You can worry less about how every batter needs to be a strikeout, knowing that you can give up the contact and your defense behind you is going to back you up.
So one down, back to the top of the order here with Daniel stepping into the box. The youngest of 5 siblings. A couple older brothers, Keelan and Conlin, were some standout baseball players for Cincinnati Moeller. Takes strike one here. And anytime that you're the youngest of 5, there's going to come with it a lot of toughness just because you've been pushed, and all of his older siblings athletes. So they say maybe Devlan could be the best in the bunch, and you see what he's done so far, just 2 years into his high school career, football and baseball. Pretty special type of player, though. Keeps the bat on his shoulder here and falls behind 1-2.
Yeah, he's already accomplished so much in just his first 2 years of high school sports. But definitely getting pushed by those older siblings and growing up around probably that culture of excellence in the athletics.
We showed you the numbers that he's doing so far on the diamond. Maybe the best prospect in Ohio in the class of 2027. I'll read you some of his football numbers here in a second, though. They dwarf what he's done in baseball as the switch hitter belts this one off. How about freshman and sophomore season so far? He's got 78 hits, scored 76 runs. Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
In football, 3,700 rushing yards and 50 touchdowns. That's bizarre.
I think most guys would hope to do that in their entire career. Just in 2 seasons, what he's done, that is just unheard of.
Actually, both sports pretty unheard of numbers for a freshman and a sophomore. As the count now full, 3-2. Off-speed pitch, got him swinging. Cook with a big strikeout.
Always good when you can sit down the leadoff hitter, and especially when it's Devlan Daniel, who is almost feels like a guarantee to get on base every time he steps up to the plate. That's just the type of power he has. Just a good, quick 2 outs for Cook.
Ashton Graham now checking in. Graham, 404 average. Scored 40 runs on this season. The pitch to him outside. So 2 consecutive balls here from the right hand of Cash Cook. It's in a nice rhythm now. Kicks, deals. And this one flared left side, I should say, down the third baseline for strike 1.
Grand part of the senior class. Hits in his 9 of his last 10 games. Been a cornerstone at the top of his lineup and has been a multi-year varsity starter.
How crazy that he and Crabtree are the only 2 seniors
Wild.
out here playing today on either roster. Good chunk of this one. It's headed right at Crabtree. Right on cue, and Dillon's got the catch for out 3. Bottom of the third coming up. Still no score at Thurman Munson.
Looking for the best high sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
As we welcome you back to Thurman Munson Stadium, do want to say what's up to everybody out there watching live and free on this audio cast. We will have an entire video broadcast coming up for you guys at the conclusion of today's game, but per OHSA rules, we have to do the audio only while it is live. I want to say what's up to Dennis, who's talking to Kayla out there. Dennis is like, is this audio only? It is. But again, we will have the full video for you guys coming up later this evening. I would guesstimate about 9:30. We'll see.
We've had 2 efficient pitchers kind of just been moving through this game so far. Still no runs on the board.
And a ball and a strike here to start off. Quentin Bennett, designated hitter, hitting out of the 7th spot today. Quentin lays off a pitch low here for ball 2. Two and two now the count. Bennett looking to get off with his 289 average as he pops that up a mile high, and the pitcher, Liebel, off the mound, comes out to make a nice snag.
I feel like we've had so many high hit fly balls today. Another one that just hung in the air forever. Sometimes those get difficult. They can kind of move around up there if they get caught in a wind stream or something. But Liebel able to camp under it. Get his 7th straight out.
Brings up Carter Cook now. Straight back with that one. And that could have been the souvenir that we needed. Only about 10 feet away from our camera lady's head.
Need to get her a glove. Protect yourself.
Cook with a .433 on base percentage. 16 hits, looking to add one as he fouls that one straight back. And quickly Liebel is 0-2 here on the count, one down. Still looking for our first score here at Thurman Munson. Half swing inside, got him.
Just a nasty sword. Cook doesn't fully commit to it. Unsure what to do with the pitch, but goes all the way around. And Liebel gets his third strikeout of the game and his 58th on the season.
And again, working very quickly up at the hill as Sam Schweinhurth fouls off the first pitch to him. Liebel looking for his 7th victory on the season. And he won the regional championship game. He was the pitcher in that game. So interesting that he's back out here on the hill in the semifinals.
Yeah, you usually don't see that. Maybe they like to save those pitchers for a state championship game, but maybe just trying to get the first one before you can even think about that.
The 1-2 pitch got him again. So he has faced the minimum 9 up, 9 down so far for the Pirates. As we've got 3 now in the books. Braves back up to bat after this. Cash Cook on the bump, pitching 3 scoreless innings so far as we have made it to the 4th inning. No score yet here at Thurman Munson Stadium. Evan Johnson alongside myself, Brian Skowronski, here tonight for this Division IV State Semifinal showdown. The winner will take on Lake Catholic, who put up 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to stun Uinoto. 5-3 the victor there. So Lake Catholic, with their 25 wins, they will be a participant for sure on Sunday in the D4 Championship. Who's going to join them? That's what we're all gathered here in Canton to find out. As the first pitch here into Jimmy Liebel is a ball outside the zone for Cook. Liebel really crowding in on the plate here. And looks at ball 2.
Cook's done a great job at filling up the zone, getting strikes.
Liebel with a deep shot. Wow, this is carrying all the way back. Almost made by Davey. Couldn't make an over-the-shoulder snag. And Jimmy's going to cruise all the way into third. Lead-off triple for the Braves.
That ball was hammered into center field. I think if we're at a handful of different ballparks, that might be out of here. A deep outfield here at Thurman Munson Stadium.
Here's a second look. Davey gave it a heck of a run all the way back to the warning track. Nearly had it in his mitt, but allows Liebel to slide in safely to third. Threatening here. First batter in the 4th inning. Luke Ednisick back in for his second at bat. Got aboard first time we saw him tonight. Looks at strike one here. And now a called second strike over the inside portion of the plate.
Indian Hill's been knocking at the door, trying to score their first run. Haven't been able to do it just yet. Just set up in a perfect situation. They got to find a way to get that run across.
Fastball low and outside. Cash trying to get him to chase. No wave. As it's ball one here in the at-bat. Liebel with a minute lead off of third. The pitch. Got him swinging. Strike three, and Cook rings up another.
Just a great bounce back at bat. You give up the triple, and just immediately he locks right back in on the next hitter and is able to sit him down.
Good stuff there from Cook. As we'll now get a courtesy runner. He's going to check in for Liebel. This is going to be Simon Gall. So Gall over on third base, the junior. Scored 10 runs so far on the season. And maybe just giving Liebel a little bit of a break. Obviously, he is Dylan out there right now. 9 up, 9 down so far. So just saving as much energy and just a lot of his mental energy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be out of breath after hustling out the triple. Kind of get him some water and get him ready to get back out and dealing on the bump.
It's ball one here from Cash Cook to Dylan Hartman. Hartman struck out his first time up tonight, back in the first. He's got a hitter's count now, 2-0. Gall taking his lead off of third. Cook outside, missing again.
He's flirting around the edges of the zone, but trying to get guys to chase, but they haven't been biting at all.
Full stride pitch, and he will take his base heading over to first. Runners now on the corners for the Braves. And Brady Drost on his way up to hit.
A lot of options with first and third, especially when you just have one out. We'll see how the Braves handle it. If they try to maybe do some trickery.
Drost had a huge game in the regional championship. 3 RBI to help knock off the #1 team in the state. Indian Hill, they've been knocking on the door. Won a district last year. Taking it obviously a step further here with the regional crown. Looking to get on the board first. Half swing. Couldn't pull it back in time. It's strike one. The junior Cook, big smile across his face. Always having a good time, it seems. Bunt attempt. Straight back into the net. 0-2 now the count. Cook able to get ahead here.
Indian Hills just had so many great opportunities for that small ball, and they just haven't been able to execute it when they have attempted it. If he's able to get that down a line, especially with the sacrifice squeeze, probably scoring the first run of the game.
Coach TJ Blanton out to talk to the home plate umpire here. TJ now in his 4th season after spending 5 years, 7 total, as the coach at St. Mary Central Catholic, his alma mater. 3-sport star for the Rough Riders. Looking to lead this team into the state championship, a place they've never been before. A long run out into right field. And not heading home off the tag up. So the runners will stay put at first and third.
kind of just an awkward spot of whether should I tag up, should I not tag up. I kind of expected more of Dylan Crabtree to take that ball because he had his momentum coming towards home plate. So in case Gall wanted to run, could have gunned him out, but still make the play and no damage done for Perkins.
Sam Schweinfurth with the catch there. And I think you're right, Crabtree didn't verbally call him off, at least not that we could hear up here. So Sam makes the catch, and that is 2 down as Cook sends in a ball 1 here to Derek Z. And the breaking ball evens up the count now at 1-1.
Z, a pretty good 7-hole hitter, batting .346 coming into today's game. 13 RBIs on the season.
Has to duck out of the way of this one, as an open bag at second is now claimed. Put runners in scoring position all the way around.
Surprised they didn't do the stolen base when they had just 1 out. That way they could have eliminated the double play up the middle. But either way, now they have those 2 runners in scoring position.
Hartman on second. Gall standing over on third. Each take their lead as Cash gets his work order. He'll send it in there. Fastball blew it by him. So 2-2 now with 2 down. And again, a chance to get out of trouble here if you're Cash Cook. He's done well out of the stretch so far here tonight. And a pro Perkins crowd here trying to urge him into getting out number 3. But we'll get time called in the batter's box as Cash will step out himself, regain his composure. Now back on, looking to be the king of the hill. Cook with the pitch. Blew it by him. Another strikeout for Cash. And some emotion displayed by the junior as he gets a lot of praise from his teammate as he heading over into the dugout. Perkins back up to bat with some momentum when we welcome you back. Bottom 4 on the way.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Bryce Davey, the leadoff man, leads off here. Bottom half of the 4th inning. The Pirates getting out of trouble yet again. Defensively, Cash Cook with a strikeout to end the inning. And Davey goes head first slide, but he's not able to get in to the first bag. So it'll be 1 pitch, 1 out here to start the bottom of the 4th.
Perkins is just, they've gotten out so quick. They've been swinging on the first couple pitches. A lot of weaker contact, just unable to find a hole on the field.
Bring up the speedy Dylan Crabtree. Program record holder for stolen bases in a season. At 6th in the regional championship game. And some heaters coming in here from Jimmy, who's got the 1.20 ERA, 4 strikeouts so far. And he's faced the minimum of just 10 batters up to this point.
Yeah, he's cruised through this Pirates lineup. It's really left no doubt.
Shakes off the first pitch. Likes this one. Deals, and it's right off of home plate. So the at-bat will remain alive. Pitch number 5 coming up here to Crabtree. Liebel with the pitch, and it's fouled off again.
Crabtree, one of the guys in the top of this lineup that has to be the leader that steps up and gets things going. Sometimes it just takes one hit to open everything up for the bats.
And he cracks this one right off of his leg. So it'll be a foul ball. He's a little bit gimpy heading back to collect his hardware. Take a second look. Yeah, just right off of his ankle. So the good news is that he gets to head back in there. Chance to swing. See how much that impact affects him with Liebel working super quick. Stinger, and Daniel bobbles it, and that'll be the first man aboard here tonight for the Pirates.
Sometimes it just takes one. Perkins finally catches a break, and with, it's hard to gather yourself when you know you have speed on the base pass. You're trying to get that ball across as fast as you can. Sometimes you speed up yourself. Just an uncommon error for Daniel over at short.
First error of the game for either side, as Crabtree certainly is going to gather a lot of attention over there at first base. .45 stolen bags for Dylan so far this season. And if I remember right, I think the previous school record for a season was 30. So he is just crushing it, maybe putting it out of reach.
I've never heard of 45 stolen bases in a high school season. That is just truly impressive.
And the catcher actually misplayed the ball. Thought Crabtree would take off for sure, but his momentum was already carrying him back towards first base. So the bobble behind the dish from Hartman doesn't cost him, as this is skied a mile high here from Braxton Martin. And the catch will be made at second. Andrew Kopfer makes it 2 down.
See how Perkins, if they're just waiting to get Crabtree going, is that just an infield fly is not going to be enough to move him over. Maybe just trying to get his timing down on Liebel. He has the speed.
And they got Crabtree over at first. They ring him up. He was starting to veer a little bit towards second. The throw and the tag down just in time from the glove of Ben Sichel. And that is how the top or the bottom half of the fourth will end as we head on to 5. Still no score here in the D4 State Semifinal. So we begin the 5th inning. Cash Cook out on the mound. He's given up 4 hits so far, struck out 5, walked a couple, and 78 pitches so far up to this point. Defense has done an excellent job of backing him up and keeping this clean sheet at least up on the scoreboard. 4 innings of scoreless ball for each offense. And now Andrew Koffer will lead off the 5th here for Indian Hill. Breaking ball overhead. And we've seen quite a few Braves just duck out of the way and not want to give up like the shoulder, or obviously you don't want to get hit in the head ever, Evan, but State Final 4 game, maybe try to get on base as Cook blows that second pitch by him.
I mean, with the helmet on, especially on a breaking ball, you're not going to feel much, so sometimes you just got to take one for the team.
The 1-1, Cook, fastball low and away. Cook with the pitch, lofted, heading toward the Indian Hill dugout and into the bleachers.
These Indian Hill hitters have just done a great job at, they've shown a lot of fight at the plate, a lot of foul tips from them today. The pitch count of Cook over 80 here in the top of the 5th. We'll see if he's able to finish this game.
This one sharply hit right field. Crabtree on the hop. He's got the snag. Very few balls hit to right field are out of the range for Dylan Crabtree.
Yeah, right off the bat, you're thinking maybe that's in the gap, but then you remember Dylan Crabtree's in right field, and he almost even overran that ball. He overestimated his speed.
So the senior with the first put out here in the 5th. And Cook with a called strike in here to Ben Sichel. Sichel, the number 9 hitter, pops this one up. Long run, and it'll be out of the range for a play to try to be made by Blake Parker. Does put Cash in the driver's seat here, 0-2. He's now got 53 innings of work. The ERA below 2 where he started today, 2.00 to be approximate. Reaching out and just tapping this one to keep it alive is Sichel.
Again, the Braves just doing whatever they can to stay alive at the plate, get one they can drive.
Cook hops it in there. He swings anyways. Carter scoops it up. The throw over to first for 2 outs.
Great job from Carter Cook behind the dish. Just no panic. A great block. Kicks out pretty far, and he just barehands it right off of the ground in an easy throw to first. Did not overthink it at all.
So back to the top of the order now for the Braves. And Devlan Daniel stepping in for his 3rd at bat. Struck out last time he was up. And takes the first pitch inside.
Daniel with his hit in the 1st inning. Last game he's not had a hit was May 7th. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Southwest District Player of the Year for many reasons. Ridiculous numbers. Carrying his team into the Final Four. First time in more than 3 decades for Indian Hill. And fights this one off. 1-2 now the count.
Even the foul tips, you can just see the power behind his swing. 6 home runs, 1 against in their last game, the regional championship against Jonathan Alder. Just clutch moments for Daniel.
Looks like they're going to stop the game a little bit. There was a lot of velocity with that ball heading into the bleachers, and it might have struck a child who they're tending to right now.
We have a squad
So it looks like Dad is carrying the kid out. Appears to be okay. Probably some ice cream with some sprinkles, and she'll pop right back up, and great vibes all the way around.
100%. I mean, we've seen a lot of dangerous foul balls here today. Kind of with the shorter net and with the roofing above us, kind of shoots off of it sometimes. Hopefully everyone staying aware.
Especially off the bat of a kid like Devlan.
Yeah.
Just an absolute mammoth of a sophomore. Already talked about the fact that he's getting a lot of D1 offers. University of Miami wants him. Toledo, Bowling Green, all for football. Not sure exactly what his prospects are right now for baseball, but he can likely pick which sport he wants to play. And we've seen that's been the combination by some football players in the past. Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders. You can make a living doing both. They're on opposite ends of the seasons, fall and spring. So be interesting to see what Daniel elects to do if he wants to continue as a collegiate athlete. But when you've got the gifts that he does,
yeah,
you probably want to.
Maybe go the Jameis Winston route. You know, he's still in college, just baseball and football, and then you choose one going to the professionals.
Fourth pitch, ball outside the zone as we resume play. Cook sends the next pitch, breaking ball. This one hammered into left field. Long run, and that'll get in there for a base hit. Actually, it'll be a double here as the lid comes off. And Daniel, stand-up double with 2 down.
Just a perfect flare into left field. That ball kept tailing towards the line. Lands fair. And Daniel has his 18th multi-hit game of the season.
Another look. And it just would have been a really tough play to make out there by Grant Parker. So it takes a hop in front of him. And the helmetless Daniel into second. A la Jose Ramirez in his early career, of course, for the Guardians. I mean, there was a lid count for him coming off. It had its own Twitter profile, I think. It's also pretty special anytime these guys, they come out with that much aggression onto the base pass.
Yeah, too fast for his own helmet. I mean, he knew he was getting 2 right out of the box. Saw him get thrown out at third, but trying to go first to third on a pass ball. He's an aggressive base runner. He trusts his speed. He's going to try to take any advantage he can.
First pitch into Ashton Graham is a called strike. 2 at-bats so far here tonight for Graham, looking for his first hit. As Cook now up to 92 pitches. And he'll step off here, take a look over in Daniel's direction. Had Talon Walton creeping in behind. He's hoping to get some type of a manufactured pickoff. As again, he leaps, I think maybe a slider in there. Came a little weird out of his hand for ball 1.
Even with the runner in scoring position, Cook has handled the pressure of base runners so well today. Has had several guys in scoring position, hasn't allowed a single one to cross the plate.
Fastball outside, misfiring on back-to-back pitches now. And a lot of fireworks going off in the distance. It is a Friday night here in Canton. So some fun going on here within the neighborhood as we'll have a mound visit and the Cook brothers, a little something to talk about. Trying to keep this a scoreless game. Graham, an excellent hitter in his junior season. Over 400. He's drove in 26 runs as well. He might have one right here. Up the middle, Walton, a long chase. The throw from behind second, he got him. Gorgeous play by the SBC Lake Division Player of the Year. So good. We're going to show it to you one more time. Just an awesome play here, Evan.
I thought that ball was getting through, but not with Walton at short. He just glided across the field.
So it keeps it a scoreless game, and the Pirates do up offensively. when we rejoin.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Talon Walton to lead off the bottom of the fifth after ending the top half of the fifth with an extraordinary play. And he'll get hit on the left shoulder and head over to first base on the pitch from Liebel, who's been cruising so far up to this point. Just 49 pitches. And he's only had a couple base runners on.
It's been so efficient. But Perkins now catches another break. Get the leadoff man on. They got to find a way to move him over and get him in.
So Walton on first. And now he'll take second. Taking off running immediately.
No shocker there. Walton with the stolen base. And that's what Perkins does, playing their game.
Cash Cook showing a bunt. He's able to pull it back, and the count now 2-0. First time Perkins has had a runner advance into scoring position tonight. And Walton taking off for third again. The throw way overhead as he slides in. He's going to get up. Talon Walton coming home. The throw is behind, and Perkins leads it 1-0.
That is exactly what the Pirates want to do with their offense. No matter how they can get runners on, because when they do, they create chaos. And they put all this pressure on the defense. They're showing the bunt. He pulls back and just causes the errant throw. And Walton with the hustle and the aggressiveness gets all the way home for the first run of the game here in the bottom of the fifth.
Game-changing base running out on the pass there for Talon Walton. As it's now a full count, 3-2 here to Cook. And he'll call for time and step out of the box. 2 stolen bases out on the pass that time for the SBC Lake Division Player of the Year. 24 of them now on the season as it's strike 3 outside corner. And rung up for the 5th time are the Pirates.
Yeah, hard to step in back into the box when you're thinking you're going to be bunting the whole at-bat. And all of a sudden you have bases cleared. Time swinging.
First pitch, and this is up the middle. Base hit. Blake Parker successfully aboard, and you feel the momentum starting to swing in favor of the kids in the black unis. Well, I guess they're all black uniforms, but the Pirates.
First hit of the game for Perkins. Keeping the momentum going. You can just feel the dugout over there, and their fans, it's loud over there.
Sandusky fans, a lot to cheer about now as it's palpable now. You can kind of feel the electricity in the air, and they batted for 32 minutes in an inning up at Bowling Green in the win over Benedictine, put 9 runs up. So we've seen the capability and what they're able to do with just 3 outs very recently.
Yeah, averaging the double-digit runs in their game so far. been surprising they haven't been able to produce anything. You see the base running again there, the stolen base.
Yeah, strike into Quentin Bennett. But a stolen bag as Blake Parker able to capture second. And this was one of my keys to victory. Just create chaos out there. Go plunder you. Some bases on the pass. This one chopped. A little behind Daniel. He bobbles it. Bennett doesn't quite have the speed to beat it out over to first. But he will advance the runner now with 2 down. And just 90 feet away of making this a 2-0 game. Blake Parker.
Bennett doing a job keeping the ball on the ground so he can move over the runner. Daniel nearly fumbled with it again as short, able to recover this time.
Carter Cook due up next. Looks at a high heater for ball 1. Nice job by the backstop. Looked like it might get away and allow Parker to come in. Instead, it's shut down back there by Hartman.
There's a lot of foul territory behind home plate. If a ball squeaks by, easily scoring from third.
3 straight balls in this at-bat now. It's a Carter Cook. And the next one up in the zone as well. So it'll be runners on the corner. 4 consecutive pitches to Cook as he reaches with his 7th walk of the season. And Liebel, all of a sudden, he had been so dynamite, cruising as we said. He's found some choppy water, and we've got a mound visit.
Yeah, when that pressure starts to happen, you kind of see the momentum shift. And Liebel on the mound, like you mentioned, he was dealing. But all of a sudden that pressure comes and he starts to get away from his game.
So Coach Daniel out on the hill. Both he and TJ Blanton of Sandusky Perkins in their 4th year. And take a look at their coaching comparison and 2 really successful runs since they've taken over these programs. Each of them with 3 consecutive league titles, both over 100 wins in total for their careers. But leading these teams to places where they haven't been in a long time. It's been really cool to see each of these programs having the success that they've enjoyed since each of these young men have taken over.
Yeah, both of these programs are now teams. When you hear their name, you're like, oh, these guys are going to have a chance to go deep into the tournament every single year. Mention the younger lineups and a lot of success to come ahead for both of these programs.
Called strike. Sam Schweinfurth, the bottom of the order now. With runners on first and third, a half swing. Little indecisive there, and he quickly trips into an 0-2 hole.
Can't have any yellow in the box. It's got to be green or red. You either got to be swinging fully or not at all.
So we got a stolen base now. Connor Smith is who checked in for Cook. Courtesy runner, and he's in scoring position. As this one is hit in the gap, it'll score 1, and the Pirates lead it 2-0, turning and coming home. Wow, poor decision. The Pirates do get the run, not even close. Smith thrown out by a mile. But here it is, the run that's coming across to make it 2-0 is Blake Parker. And the Pirates take command here in the 5th inning with a couple of runs. See if they can continue to shut down the Braves when we come back for the 6th. Sixth inning action just about to get underway here at Thurman Munson. And a breakthrough in that last inning. 2 runs scored by the Pirates, and they've got a lead here for the first time tonight. Gorgeous evening. What do we got? Temperatures at 72, just a little bit cloudy. But this is what we're talking about for some evening baseball action within the tournament. Evan, can't ask for much better weather than this.
No, nice and cool. I mean, it was a really hot one yesterday with the sun out. This one today, a lot more cloudier, and we got to avoid the rain. It was a win-win.
Showers expected here in the area, but not for another hour. So if this score holds up, certainly we should be done in time. However, Indian Hill certainly has some plans for a comeback. As we will start off the 6th inning with Jimmy Liebel swinging at the first pitch. Parker chasing, Blake reaching over into the net and just out of his range. Pretty close. It'll just be a 0-1 count.
That's just a couple feet away from landing in territory. Just hits the netting. I mean, just on the fingertips of his glove.
Liebel's got a hit, the triple to lead off the inning, and obviously coming up empty-handed, Indian Hills this time. Deep drive in the left, and a nice play is made. Grant Parker snatches it out of the sky for the first out. And he's pointing at his chest. He's like, man, I made that look a little bit more dangerous than it needed to be probably.
Yeah, let's take another look. That was just like a routine play. He gets a bad read on it, takes his first 2 steps in. Your first 2 steps always have to be back. But he recovers nicely, because if that ball gets away from him, that could be a triple.
And I'm told now we do have some raindrops starting to sprinkle here on Thurman Munson.
I apologize to everyone here at Thurman Munson for saying that we avoided the rain. That's on me. That's on me.
It looks like it's pretty minimal, but it's starting to pick up. Actually, some of the fans starting to move here under the shelter. As Engnesic sends this one straight back, and boy, there have been some close calls today. We did see that the young lady that got hit last inning in the stomach with the ball, she came back out, and again, Ice Cream did the trick, so she's just fine. The 0-2 got him looking. Cook rings up yet another.
This kid's confidence on the mound is just radiating. He knows that he wants to go the full 7 innings.
This pitch count now up to 100 as he's got his 7th strikeout here of the evening. Cook fires in a first pitch ball here with 2 down to Dylan Hartman. Misfires on the next pitch as well. So we've got a 2-0 count. Cook working with some haste. Sends this one low and outside.
Maybe starting to see some of the fatigue of reaching triple-digit pitches.
Now Hartman aboard. 2nd time he's walked so far here tonight. And perhaps you're right, a little bit of fatigue from Cash Cook. Certainly done his job. 2 wins so far here in the tournament. Looking for a 3rd here tonight. 5 victories overall from the bump on the season for Cash. 7 wins. Looking for lucky number 8 tonight. Now Brady Drost due up. Took a little something off that one. Right down the pipe for strike 1.
Yeah, I think he just needed to see a strike. No, he still got it. He definitely wanted to finish this inning.
Cook tries to pepper it over the outside portion of the plate. Just misses by a hair. Righty on righty matchup. Cook checks in over at first. Hartman takes his lead and misses very similar spot as the last pitch. Drost has walked tonight. 0 for 1 overall. And leaves this one up on the second story. Very close, but it will be ball 3. And all of a sudden some command issues as 7 out of the last 8 pitches out of the zone here for the junior. But that one catches the outside portion. Strike 2 and a throw down the line, a little behind.
Coaching staff trusting Cook to get out of this inning. He has the 2 outs, even though he's been a little shaky these last 2 batters with the command. He knows he's got it in him to get this last pitch, to get him out of the inning.
Cook gets his orders. Sends the payoff pitch. Out of here. 4. Out of the park, I should say. And we'll redo it all over again.
With the full count and 2 outs. Runner is going to be moving on the pitch anyways. Could do some damage.
Fouled straight back. You see our camera shaking a little bit. It's a lower net here. We've had some close calls tonight. Beautifully renovated facility. You said over $1 million they just dumped into this place.
Yeah, a couple million.
As again, the 3-2 pitch on the way inside. 8th strikeout of the night. Cook fired up, as are the Pirates. Looking to stack on a couple extra runs as they lead it 2-0 head into the bottom of the 6th.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Here at the home of Thurman Munson, the Canton native, and we saw $5 million donated into this facility just 3 years ago. The name of the former Yankee, 69 to 79. Had a fantastic career, 7 All-Star nods, catching the last 2 innings without an at-bat. Don't know what that means, just on the website here for, what do we got, Wikipedia? What a great place. Great
kind
place.
Of a part of the prime years of those Yankee teams, getting towards the tailor end of Mickey Mantle and close to the Reggie Jackson era.
We'll start off the bottom of the 6th. The swing and a miss here from Cash Cook. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This is Bryce Davey. And he strokes one out into right field. It's a leadoff single.
We talked about the big things that can happen when they get the leadoff guy, especially when it is the leadoff hitter, Bryce Davey. Now you just add so much speed to the base pass and have another guy coming up, Dylan Crabtree.
It's a beautiful swing by the lefty, stroking it out into right field to get the lead off runner aboard, and sending over that way is Liebel. Crabtree, another lefty in the lineup, as we get a throw over to first yet again. Saw it work once tonight on Crabtree, actually got thrown out of all people over at first base. And Dylan, trying to own the box, steps out. Still hasn't seen a pitch yet in this righty-lefty matchup. Now Liebel again checking in over at first.
Talked about just how big this field is. If one of those were to be errant and get away from him, Davey might be getting third.
Davey's going to take off, no doubter. Boy, he was in there well ahead of the throw. So another stolen base here for the Pirates. And it looks like Coach Daniel going to come out and talk to Jimmy and the gang. Another mound visit from the fourth-year coach. 3 straight league championships for Indian Hill. How about a 40-2 record in the Cincinnati Hills League over those last 3 seasons? 13-1 this year. And pretty similar success over on the other side for the SBC Lake Division champs. They're 23-7 in the league, which has been a pretty fantastic league. We've seen a number of teams make deep tournament runs out of the SBC over the last few years, including Huron, who beat Perkins in the district final last year.
That is the problem, though. They all have to go through each other in the district. They kind of just take each other out at times.
Outside with the second pitch here to Crabtree. And a lot of movement from Devlan Daniel, the shortstop, right now. Posting up now behind second base. Circling now in front of the base runner, and the throw is actually to the second baseman. So perhaps that's what the timeout was called for there from Coach Daniel, just to try to get some confusion out there for Davey.
Yeah, timing play to second base on the throw over.
2 straight pitches out of the zone now. 2-1 to Crabtree. That one in there for a called strike. Again, none down here. The leadoff man over on second, taking his lead. Crabtree swinging. Deep at second base, the play is made, but the runner Davey will advance over to third.
Quality at bat. Sacrifice the out, but now you have Davey at third, poised to make another run here on the board.
Braxton Martin on his way up after this nice sac play made by Dylan Crabtree. Advancing the runner over, looking to get an insurance run here in the bottom half of the 6th. And he'll show bunt. They've got the squeeze play to perfection. He's safe even over at first. Pirates lead it by 3 and still just 1 down in the frame.
That is a dream scenario of what you want when you do this squeeze. Not only getting the run in, but making sure everyone is safe on the base pass. Just a great hustle play, legging it out. But first, he gets the bunt down, pushes it far enough away. And kind of saw some slippage on the turf, maybe getting a little wetter with the rain coming down.
23rd RBI delivered this season from Braxton Martin in the number 3 spot tonight to set up Talon Walton. Now with 1 down, and the runner Martin over on first, looking at ball 1. Feels like a big run right there to stretch this thing out to 3. Martin with a minimal lead. And the ball getting in between the 5-hole that time. Hartman can't collect it, and again, a runner on second in scoring position here for the Pirates.
Shows the chaos that can happen even just by showing bunt. Liebel's got to think what he's going to do after the bunt, how he's going to defend it, but maybe thinking too much, getting in his own head of how they're going to handle the small ball.
Liebel bounces back with a big sweeping breaking ball. Gets Walton swinging through it for 2-1. Quick pitch, and again, a little extra heat behind this one. Walton out in front, 2-2 the count. As Martin takes his lead off as second, he's going to take off for third. It's a little bit high, the throw, not in time.
I mean, it's got to be a perfect transition to a perfect throw to a perfect tag to get these Pirate runners out. They are just so aggressive, and they just get perfect jumps every single time.
Liebel with the payoff pitch. Walton coming up empty, but so does the catcher with the ball. As now we've got a runner coming home, diving in to make it a 4-run game is Braxton Martin. A lot to unpack right there, including a run for the Pirates.
I mean, that's just heads up on Talon, knowing as soon as that ball hit the ground, he took off towards first. That might have been a questionable call at first base. That was really close. I thought he legged it out, but then to come home for Braxton Martin.
Just everything working out for the Pirates here offensively. Able to manufacture a couple of runs. Credit Davey, the leadoff man, getting aboard to start the fun. Crabtree advances him, Martin coming home, and then Talon talked about the heads-up play to get quickly out of the box, and you're right, on the replay, it certainly looks like it was a chance for him to be safe.
Yeah, it's rare to see a guy leg out a drop third strike. That's what this Perkins team can do.
Half swing from Cash Cook, and it'll be played by Lieb, thrown over to first for the last out. But it is a 4-run differential. Braves down to their final 3 outs. We'll see if they can get it done as Pirate Nation is up on their feet. They're feeling it. A chance to move on to their first ever state championship, hanging in the balance. You're enjoying live and free state baseball thanks to our friends, the Perkins Athletic Booster Club. Support student athletes at Sandusky Perkins through sponsorships, volunteer work, and promotions. Check out their website or Facebook page in the description below. See a little bit of rain starting to trickle in out of the night sky here in Canton as the visiting team, the Braves, down to their final 3 outs here tonight.
I think we were surprised to see Cash Cook back out on the mound for Perkins at 113 pitches. 125 is the cutoff point per Ohio State rules. Cash struggling out of the gates, 2 straight balls.
And you're right, yeah, Cook, 113 pitches entering this 7th inning, but he's loose, he's ready, and he's got the 4 spot up on the board right now. So they're going to roll with him here to start off things, as we've got a pinch hitter in there, Noah Kaufman, standing in with the 3-4 straight balls to him. So he will take first base.
Kaufman, pinch hitter, been very efficient at the plate so far this year. It's his 11th walk on the season. He's only struck out once in his last 13 games. Gets the early base runner for the Braves in their final 3 outs.
And that might be the end of the road here for Cash Cook. It will be indeed. 5 hits, 4 walks, 8 Ks, and 117 pitches in 6 innings of work. Huge round of applause for that young man who's been our outstanding player of the game, not once but twice so far during their postseason run.
I mean, he had to go through so many tough spots throughout today's game. Just multiple spots where he could have folded and given up a couple runs, but he had a great defense behind him. He never lost his confidence. He worked all the way through.
Braxton Martin, the man who filled in for the regional championship game at the end, doing the same thing here tonight. 36 innings of work so far for Braxton. A low 1.75 ERA. Has only walked 6 guys so far and struck out 28.
I mean, that command is so impressive. You go out throughout an entire season and only give up 6 walks.
Checking back in with you guys out there on the Facebook audio stream. And want to say what's up to Tanner Nash cheering on the Pirates tonight. BC Conway says, let's go Pirates. Brook Grove, let's go Dylan. Pirates wreaking havoc tonight. That's what Jonathan Langdon says. Josh Banks also cheering on the Pirates. Jessica Sumser says, Blake Parker, let's go. Ashley Brook says, let's go, boys. Chelsea Barnhart cheering on the Pirates as well. So, a lot of fanfare out there for the Pirates here tonight in this D4 semifinal showdown.
We talked about the community coming out to the game, also supporting for the ones that cannot make it to Canton. Really cool to see.
Big spot here for the number 8 hitter, Andrew Kopfer. He'll be the first man for Martin to face. Punches in a first pitch strike.
Working backwards on the first hitter he sees, going straight to the breaking ball.
Hit it again, outside corner, quickly ahead. 0-2.
Tough spot down 0-2 for the lone freshman in the starting lineup.
Now he'll step out of the batter's box, Will Andrew. Noah Kaufman over on first after the leadoff walk. Martin sends up over his head for ball 1. Martin again with the pitch. Breaking ball. Just missed. Really close over the outside edge.
Looked good. Just maybe didn't cross the plate where the ump thought it did. Ended up as a strike, but maybe didn't. Broke a little too late.
This one low and outside. So we've got a fully loaded count, 3-2. Martin taking his time. Regains the hill. The full kick sends inside, so missing with 4 straight pitches. And now it's runners on first and second.
Just talked about how Martin, only 6 walks coming into this game, but 4 straight balls. And Indian Hills finding some new life here in the top of the 7th.
Ben Sichel out of the number 9 spot. He is due up next. Sichel today struck out once in 2 at-bats. Has yet to collect a hit. This would be a big moment for him. First pitch from Martin. Sends it in for a strike. Top of the order coming up next. Devlan Daniel standing on deck. Second pitch. Fading foul. First base side. But again, we see Martin get ahead. 0-2.
It's a big spot for Martin. The last thing you want is a bases loaded with Daniel coming up to the plate.
Martin gets his pitch instruction. Sends inside and just nubbing it off. Keep it going here. 4th pitch on the way. Again with the 0-2. Checking in at second is Martin. Sends and off speed, a little high.
Going back to the off speed on the outside corner. Just leaves that one a little too far up. Not able to get a chase.
Still none down here. Top half of the 7th. Martin, fastball, and that gets away from Cook. Runners both will advance, so it'll now be 2nd and 3rd with none down. You feel a little momentum change. Indian Hills fans starting to stomp their feet as the dugout certainly come alive right now for the Braves.
Perkins giving them too many free passes. The 2 walks and now the pass ball. 2 runners in scoring position. Still no outs. A lot of damage can be done from the Braves here.
Especially with who is coming up. 2-2 count. Martin sends. This one hit right at Talon, and he bobbles it. Walton regains a throw off the bag. He's safe. Wow.
Just an unfortunate set of events. Talon may be flushed by the runner cutting in front of him. Tries to hurry up and make the quick throw and just sails it a little too high.
So the Braves get on the board. They make it a 4-1 game and still none down with the extension from Blake Parker at first. But the Hill not down as we've got Daniel back up. Starting shortstop. Fouls off the first pitch. Steps out of the box. And we've got a courtesy runner in. It'll be Max Hardy over at first base now for Indian Hills. Things starting to heat up. Rain continues to pour as Daniel steps back in, really crowding that plate. And the pitch upstairs for a ball.
Just hasn't been able to finish with those breaking balls. Get him to drop back down into the zone.
Daniel coming off of a double, and he smacks that one straight back. So Martin ahead for the 3rd consecutive hitter. Can he finish the job? In a big spot here. First ever trip to the state championship on the line for the Pirates. Runners on 1st and 3rd. The runner on 1st will take off, and he gets the strikeout. Mammoth pitch from Martin.
Martin can relax a little bit more now. He obviously has 2 more outs to go, but just a huge strikeout.
Max Hardy was able to capture second base, so it's runners back in scoring position with Ashton Graham due up. Drove in 26 runs so far on the season as Carter Cook wants to talk things over right now with Braxton.
Graham is due for one, 0 for 3 today. Coming into the game, he was a 404 batting average. I mean, he's been probably their second best hitter all season behind Daniel. Big moment for him to step up.
Martin gets his instructions, takes a peek over at second. Now he'll send in, fastball low. Braves fans urging their squad to keep this season alive. Low and outside again for ball 2. Runners take their lead as Martin in on the hands as this popped up third base side. And a long run too far. It's out of play and out of reach.
Another moonshot. Able to get out of play, get a new life.
Mason Souter, who's now in at third, made a long run down that line. As Martin stepping back on the bump, getting adjusted on the rubber. Checking in a big spot here. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's in on the hands. This is at Talon. Walton. He scoops it up. The throw over to first. 2 down, but a run comes home to make it a 4-2 game.
Smart play. Don't worry about the lead runners, especially when you're up by 3 in that spot. Make the routine play over to first. Now you have 2 outs. Still a runner on, but the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter if he scores. Still up by 1 run.
So the season rests right now on the bat of Jimmy Liebel. Starting pitcher here today. Had a fantastic outing. And he takes the first pitch down the pipe for strike 1.
Already had a huge hit to lead off an inning of a triple deep center field, so he showcased the power that he has already today.
Breaking ball had him confused way out in front. And now Martin's in front. 0-2. Perkins fans springing up to their feet. They can feel it now. 1 pitch potentially away. Martin kicks, deals, and it takes a bounce. The play at the plate, the shovel over, not in time as Max Hardy's in there, and it's a 1-run game.
Great awareness by Hardy. That ball didn't kick too far away from Cook behind the dish, but still able to get in there for the 3rd run of the inning for the Braves.
The bases, though, now cleared for Indian Hill. Not much to think about except for the task at hand now for Martin. Ahead in the count, 1-2. Here comes the pitch from Braxton. Breaking ball way upstairs. Can't get Jimmy to chase. Liebel, first team all-district performer. Swings and misses right here, though, as the pirate ship will sail into Akron. They are heading to state in the championship for the first time in program history. 4-3, your final score here at Thurman Munson as the party is on. The emotion brimming. And none more excited than that gentleman right there, Braxton Martin.
Just a beautiful pitch to end the game. He did his job. He came, closed it down, gave up a few runs, but it did not matter. Pirates are moving on to their first ever state championship.
We've got a lot still to come here from Canton. Post-game coverage courtesy of the Perkins Athletic Booster Club coming up, including an interview with the MVP. Drop me some comments. Let me know who you think it should be. I think probably Cash Cook again in the semifinals. 3 wins for him now on the tournament trail. Gets the biggest of his career here tonight. We'll have that coming up. post-game coverage as well, so keep it locked in. OH Reports coverage will return just a couple minutes.
OH Report brings you local high school sports coverage like nobody else. In football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, softball, soccer, wrestling, track and field. If it's happening in our area, we're streaming it.
Thurman Munson Stadium full of a lot of happy Pirates fans right now as they have punched their ticket into Sunday's championship game. What a performance here tonight by Cash Cook. He is going to be our MVP, a 4-3 victory here for the Pirates, and just a ton of emotion. This is something program's never done before. It's been a postseason of dreams for a team that we heard from Dylan Crabtree, our MVP in the regional championship, and he pretty much said, he was like, we didn't know we were going to have coming into this postseason. We just got one senior on the roster. We were playing okay at the end of the year. We lose back-to-back games going into the tournament, and here they are right on the doorstep of bringing back home the ultimate crown.
Yeah, you never know what can go on in the tournament. I mean, a lot of weird things happen, but at the end of the day, the best teams come out on top, and that's what Perkins did today. They played their game. They played true to their style, and it ultimately led them to a victory.
You see, it looks like Cash Cook's about to get the Gatorade bath. He's on the interview right now. I think that's Cash. Well, he's definitely going to be our MVP. We're trying to wrangle him up here in a minute. But right now, the Pirates just enjoying this one. They are headed to the D4 State Championship game. I'll show you the final numbers here in a moment. Taking on Lake Catholic, who was a 5-3 victor over Uenoto earlier tonight. And there it is. That is Cash indeed. Getting that Gatorade bath. Just a special performance from him. 8 strikeouts here tonight. Gets his 8th win of the season.
Just well-deserved. Getting the Gatorade bath. I mean, just lights out. And in these moments, it usually comes down to pitching. And that's what he did today. I mean, he just went out there, and the confidence was there the entire time. He got out of several jams without allowing a run. He pitched all the way until he couldn't, basically reaching the pitch limit over about 120 pitches. I mean, he gave everything he had on the field today.
Here are the final numbers. Just 4 hits for Perkins today to produce those 4 runs. They did a fantastic job on the base pass, and that's been a key to victory for them. Basically, their entire season, certainly during this tournament run, a lot of the games have been out of reach, and they've been able to put together multiple big innings and kind of put the baby to bed early. Not tonight. Those 2 runs, though, how big were those in that 6th inning? And just pulling out the win here against Indian Hill.
Yeah, it was a slow start for Perkins, and they eventually got things going on the 5th. And now looking back at it, those 2 insurance runs they picked up ultimately won them the game. I mean, they got their first run across without even getting a hit. Talon Walton had some incredible base running and put some pressure on the Braves early, and then they eventually got the bats going to clean it up and got those 4 runs in the 5th and 6th inning, which ultimately got them the victory today.
So here's what's... Never mind. We'll talk a little bit more about what's coming up here for the Pirates and kind of preview their state championship matchup. When we come back, we're going to do one more commercial break. We're going to get Cash Cook up here. You are going to hear from the game MVP. And then we'll close things out from Thurman Munson as the rain is really starting to pour, but the party is on. Sandusky fans, if you made the trip, it was definitely worth it. Stay here.
OH.REPORT brings you local high school sports coverage like nobody else. In football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, softball, soccer, wrestling, track and field. If it's happening in our area, we're streaming it.
We are back now with our MVP, Cash Cook, the winning pitcher yet again in the semifinals, punching the ticket into the state championship game. So just talk to me about that dog pile you guys just had, all the love and everything that's going on in the rain, and just what these last 5 minutes have been like to be you.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, this whole week, after we won Friday, we had a whole week, and all over social media, it's like, hey, come to the game, get to the game. And our fans, they were all here. They were loud, and especially our students. Like, it's a far drive, and we're in Canton, and they all came out. It's amazing.
Taking on an Indian Hill team that had a lot of great batters, especially at the top of the lineup, and you got into some trouble early on in the game, a lot of base runners, but you fought out of it, you battled. Talk about just your mentality and just kind of the guts that it takes sometimes to be able to get out of those situations.
Yeah, like when runners get in scoring position, I knew I had to buckle down, especially with not many outs. My team did amazing jobs. I mean, I gave hits, and they throwing guys out all over the place. My Carters made a good play catching, got the guy out. Like, that's huge for me. Like, getting those guys out, it's like, all right, get an out, and I got bases open. But definitely runners, I got to buckle down. Want to get the strikeouts, obviously. Like that leadoff triple, I knew I had to buckle down and get the strikeouts.
Tell me about the DNA of this team. Talking to Dylan Crabtree last week after the regional championship, he's like, I didn't really know what we had going into the tournament, just in terms of how far we thought we could go. And why do you think that this particular group has been able to be galvanized, come together, and now you're one win away from being state champs?
Yeah, I mean, the chemistry's amazing. Like, start of the season, we all set our goals Akron. We all want to make it down here. Last year, lost in finals, are hurt with us. We want to make it as far as we can. And, like, we're all buddies. We hang out all the time. I think I'm with my teammates every single day. And like, especially like my older brother's catching me, like that's amazing. Like we literally live together, so it's like really good chemistry there. And I think this team, we're gonna win it all Sunday. I feel really good about us.
So give me the quick game plan here for tonight, tomorrow. What do you guys have planned on the horizon here to get ready?
Yeah, I mean it's a quick turnaround. Play 10 a.m. on Sunday, I think. So I think we're gonna get a hotel. Like definitely get as much sleep as possible, and we're gonna come back ready. And hopefully we keep playing defense like this, and our bats are hot. We'll be all right.
Well, certainly made a lot of championship plays tonight. I'm with you, man. It just seems like you're kind of a team of destiny here at this point. So congratulations on picking up your 8th win so far this season from the Hill. Who do you want to shout out here tonight?
Shout out my parents, coaches that help me. I want to shout out Cameron Zollner. He helps me every single time warm up. And if I didn't have him, I wouldn't be able to pitch. So he's the guy.
All right, the cash man cooking yet again, punching their ticket into the state championship. Thanks for the time, bro.
Thank you.
In football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, softball, soccer, wrestling, track and field, if it's happening in our area, we're streaming it. We welcome you back to Canton for more post-game coverage presented by Perkins Athletic Booster Club. And you see, boy, the rain dance. Maybe all the dancing that the Pirates were doing out there really initiated a lot of this rainfall that we've got coming down. But what better way to party, Evan, than this torrential downpour now for the Pirates? And that's kind of what they do, right? They live at sea, and then here they are moving on to the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah, very Pirate-like. They had to get the win in the water. They weren't going to do it when it was all dry, but once the rain started to come down, the bats even got hot, which is usually the opposite, but it worked for them today. They got hot at the right moment in this game and just carried that momentum all the way to the end, and they're just going to keep on fighting. One more game left.
2 runs for the Pirates in the 5th, 2 more in the 6th, and then a little scare. Indian Hill, they put a 3 spot up on the board there in their top half of the 7th inning, but that man, Cash Cook, our MVP, threw as many pitches as he could today before Martin came in, and Braxton ended up shutting down the show even though he gives up the 3 runs. They get the victory, and here is what is next for these Pirates. D4 state final, baby. Words that they've been wanting to hear for a long time. Here in the Final Four for the first time in 11 years, and finally they get it done. They're advancing as Indian Hill and the Braves, their season is over. Let's put a quick bow on their season and what they've been able to accomplish. A lot of great players, and only one senior is going to be moving on. Team that had some soccer players that won a state title back in the fall, so they knew what to expect and they were inspired by that, but just didn't have what it took here tonight. And a couple of plays by the Pirates that really stand out. Obviously, the base running and some of the throws at home plate, at third base, just all kind of added up for the elimination.
Yeah, Indian Hill just couldn't get anything across the plate. They had so many opportunities throughout this game. They had great hits, the big triple. I mean, Liebel was great at the plate and on the mound. He was just so efficient. But they could never get enough hits together to get multiple runs across. But there's such a bright future for this team. I'm sure they'll be back in the spot next year, especially with Daniel just in his sophomore season. I mean, this entire starting lineup, not a single senior in the starting lineup, so they'll be back next year.
And for the Pirates, quick preview here against Lake Catholic, a team that put up 10 hits tonight, produced 4 of their 5 runs in the 6th inning to get the win over Uenoto. We watched about half of the game. It was a pretty impressive-looking team out there in the field and should be a fantastic atmosphere, environment, even though it's early. But 2 great teams are going to decide a D4 championship.
100%. Perkins got a great matchup ahead of them. But Perkins has such a unique style of play with their base running, the speed that they have, the confidence that they play with. I mean, no matter who they're going against in that championship, it's going to be a tough out for the other team. So I'm excited to see them clash with Lake Catholic here on Sunday.
And just down the road, we're here in Canton tonight. Akron, the home of the Ducks, will be the venue coming up here on Sunday. And Evan, partner, I think we're going to be on the call for that one. So should be a fun day. We're going to have coverage of all of the state championship games tomorrow. And then also on Sunday, we've got Waynedale. The Golden Bears are going to be participating. So shout out to them, looking for their 3rd state championship in the last 4 years. A lot of baseball action coming up this weekend right here on the OH Report. Couldn't have done it without our good friends at the Perkins Athletic Booster Club, bringing you the coverage in the regional championship again here tonight. Shout out to the OHSAA for allowing us to be here, and to our fantastic crew. Adam Thompson coming up with all the cool graphics that you see. Jory Hollenbeck, your camera lady, also makes the commercials. For Evan Johnson, I'm Brian Skowronski, signing out here tonight from Canton. We'll see you again tomorrow. So long, everybody.